Okay, we're gonna split this meeting in two parts. First, I'm gonna answer questions, and the second part, I'm gonna talk about the post cleansing. Okay, so if you have any questions, let's start with this.
If I can say so, I've been eliminating all night. I'm on the 7th day, and it looks like it's all brown stuff coming out. I've been getting up in the middle. This one thing about the cleanse there, I'm exhausted because I'm up all night long. I'm
Okay.
always in the bath. So at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm not going to look at what's going on in the toilet. That's for sure. But I look when I look, it's all brown stuff. So I don't know if that's parasites. I don't know what's going on, but that's normally what I see coming out.
Do you take any enzyme in the evening?
It's just whatever whatever has been on the program. I'm just taking what's on the.
Yeah, well, what's on the program? It doesn't say at what time to take them. In a meeting, I mentioned to avoid taking liquid and black vacuum at night, because it would take you to the toilet. Maybe it just slipped through your fingers, this one, when I talked about this. Normally in the evening, we just keep the fiber crystals before sleeping.
Yeah, no, that's the one I take, but it's just to say that I'm eliminating every night. I'm getting up all night, and I'm on the bathroom. It's okay.
Okay.
It is what it is.
It's only at night, or you also during the day?
Oh no, the whole day, but at night is like 3-4 times. I'll get up 3-4 times during the night.
Okay, well, this is because there's something to be released. So.
But I was just wondering about the stones, since it's supposed to be stones, or whatever. But I guess there's a lot of other stuff that comes out of the liver than stones.
Yes. The last meeting, I showed you pictures. The last meeting I showed you, there's three kinds, mostly observable. There's the gallstones, there's the fat stones, but it's not only in the shape of a stone, actually, but it shows like fat yellow stuff coming out. And there's the flukes, the parasites, and also all kinds of other things that are very difficult to identify, because there's small chemicals and all kinds of things that could have been stuck in the filter. So whatever comes out.
That's right. Whatever it is, it is.
Yes, that's it. As simple as that. So you are in the middle. You're actually at the beginning of your 7th day. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So actually, you flushed the liver last night.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't see anything yet. You didn't, possibly, if you did not use the basket and you went to the toilet during the night, probably there was some stuff coming out, but that was not coming from the flush itself.
Yeah.
Okay, because the drink, the 9:30 drink, the flush between the mix of olive oil and the lemon enzymes together, this most likely will come out only in the afternoon tomorrow.
Okay, and I have a question. If I want to do a second flush, I can't do one at lunchtime, because you know what? I had a hard time swallow. It's the first time I ever have a hard time swallowing that juice. So it's okay if I do one tonight at 9:30 instead of doing at 12. I can do it at 9:30 tonight.
Yes. Anytime,
Okay,
anytime you can do, actually. It doesn't matter. There's less need to open the ducts, because you already took 3 sachets yesterday and you took 1 today. That's enough. That's enough. Just flushing. Just flushing is enough, unless you want to get into another kit and then go through the whole process again. Then yeah, and then if you do that, I normally recommend to avoid taking the number 3. Not taking, because the 1, 3, 7, and 10 are very laxative. Very laxative, you know. It purges and it opens the duct. So with what you took yesterday plus this morning is enough to flush again today. Just try to keep like today, you see, like you probably at the end of your enzymes, right? Yeah. So you can, if you drink, just stick to the type of food like apple juice, lemon, grapefruit. Try to stick to that today. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Like things that will just help the liver.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Anybody else has some questions or something they want to share about their experience so far?
I guess just a question adding on to Sato, because I'm going to do a second flush today too. I'll probably try to do at 12 and 9:30. I actually really liked the taste of the olive oil and citrus. I was like excited to drink it. I don't know if my body really wanted the fat or what, but I was like, this is so good. But I didn't have the number 7 yesterday just because I was just going all day long. So I didn't think that I needed it, but do you think I still don't need it today? Or would it be helpful if I'm doing more flushes today to use it?
I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, you can keep them. You can keep them for the future.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep them for the future. It's really it purchased. I don't think you need that today.
Cool. Okay.
You know, it's like maybe tomorrow, if for example, you would have hard time or wanted to stimulate the release, keep it for after. You took one this morning, right?
No, not yet. I haven't taken anything yet because I just woke up. But
okay.
I was planning on just doing the normal enzymes and then doing a couple more flushes today, and then I'll use the number.
So you take the number 10 this morning.
I didn't, no.
Yeah, but you can take it. Okay. And then since you didn't do the number 7 yesterday, keep it for tomorrow. Okay. That will help clearing everything that you've taken that wants to come up. I mean,
perfect. Okay. We'll do that. Yeah, I don't really have any other questions. I just kind of just because I know more will come today from the flush because I just did it last night before bed too. So yeah, and then just interested about the kind of continuing afterwards. So I'll wait for that conversation.
Have you? Was there a lot of movement and sounds happening after the drink?
Yeah.
Some movement. Nausea. Anybody had nausea?
I did have a bit of nausea.
Yeah.
And sadness too, which was weird, but expected. So, but yeah, there was a lot happening. But it was actually nice how you had said to just I eventually fell asleep, but I just, like you said, shut all the lights off and just spent time with my liver and just feeling it. Yeah. It's working.
Yeah. It's funny. We didn't try this before. I haven't been taught these things that we can connect with our internal organs. We're already wired, you know. We're already wired to feel and have information coming, but it's a little bit like unvisited country. You know, we travel a lot outside, and we haven't been taught to travel inside and go have a look what's going on. It's so simple, you know. It's very simple. If you look, the process, we've been doing this since we're babies, when you start taking a spoon and try to, to eat something, it's kind of messy, like, well, miss the target, and at some point we talk and we eat at the same time and everything's super clean. It's a little bit the same thing when we just train ourselves to connect with an internal organ. It's the same process. So it means like you look in that direction. Because people say, sometimes I was guiding people to meditate and connect with their organ, and they were looking at the ceiling. It's like, you will not find a kidney there. Hopefully. Yeah, but the process is really the same. We it's very, very natural for us. So we look in that direction. We look at that direction. If I ask you right now, just connect with your left elbow. And so if you, when I say you look there, it's like you bring your awareness there, right? If I am asking you to connect with your left elbow right now, and then you start feeling the left elbow, eh? There's a little pulse, a little movement, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you feel that, right? And the right elbow, no idea. Yeah. So when you do that, you direct the energy there. You bring the energy in that area. So you can do that with every parts of your body. And once you do that, the mind will say yes. And so what? So what? Boring. And then we'll go travel back to the office, back to the plan of next week, back to the past, or somewhere, anywhere but now. To find an interest and connect with the fullness of the now, you need to stay there for a while. And then you access the fullness of it. And how do we stay there? Is by tuning into the breath of that area. So now if I'm asking you, how is your left elbow doing? Now you connect and you start feeling your left elbow, right? Now I will ask you, how is your left elbow breathing? How is your left elbow inhaling? How is your left elbow exhaling? You start getting more information, isn't it? You're kind of penetrating the fullness of that area. So if you connect with all your organs like that, right, just observing how they breathe, because it will give you, it's the way to penetrate deeper inside an organ. And then you'll get some information there. But there's the other trick. There's another trick, because if you have a discomfort there, your mind will get triggered and will start making a story, and you will try to look for an exit there. Very, very tricky. Very tricky. So we say this is the time now to, whatever feeling you have, to embrace it, to smile to it. You can take a part of your body that will be painful, for example. Okay, because normally the mind will try to understand it, to get rid of it, when the healing process is a feeling process, not a thinking process. Feel it in order to heal it. Feeling is healing. Healing is feeling, is not thinking. This is the way to get yourself out of the way. And it's trippy. Can be very trippy to do that. It's interesting because you're penetrating an area and you're staying there, and then this area, when this area open, then you will be brought to another layer. Maybe you will see that a knee problem is connected to whatever, a lower back or a kidney or a shoulder or a tension you have in your jaw. You will be brought, you will make your way back to the source, the root cause of the issue. We need to kind of bypass the intellect. There's a podcast I recorded last week or 2 weeks ago. It's called The 6 Conditions for Healing. All the unconscious processes that we go through to complete a healing. There's a lot of people who heal from amazing things in the past, and it's ununderstandable. There's a lot of unconscious stage or that they went through in order to complete the healing. So this is this kind of a crash course. So you need to bring your awareness in a certain area. So if yesterday when you closed the light and you decided to go and spend some time with your liver, what you did, you just went there and you brought your awareness in that area. And probably if you could stay there for a long time without spacing out and flying out in your thoughts, you probably tuned into the feeling you had there. And you were observing or expecting. So being present, being curious, allowing, being curious if anything's going to happen. If there was a feeling or something moving through your liver, toxins moving, maybe, without knowing, you were like present, curious, because you just had a drink. And you were welcoming because you knew that it was something that was good for you. So whatever you felt, even if you had a little nausea, it did not take over or something. You knew that there was something happening. But sometimes there's an unexpected pain that shows up, and you didn't have an enzyme or drink at that moment, and then you start worrying, and then the mind takes over and builds a story around again. So if you can be aware, then you can apply these things. Look in the direction. How is that area breathing? And how and accept unconditionally whatever is happening there. Because the breathing you will see, you will observe how is your liver breathing, and then you will go with your right kidney or left kidney or whatever, or a knee that is in pain. You will see that the breath is not the same everywhere. There's
because I like to bring my awareness there. I picture a little mini lung there, and I like so, and then but I almost make it breathe in a certain way just to keep my focus there, and then I let it go. But I like how you meant, like, ask it, how does it inhale, how does it exhale? I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, observe Yes. Oh, this is fantastic. You see, intuitively, you just imagine that it like it was breathing like a lung, or you put a little lung there. It's great. Or some other people will just breathe through the pores of the skin, or put a nose there, or whatever. I mean, that's how I started. Too. I was just putting a nose everywhere. So whatever works is okay, because it's just a way to tune and keep your awareness there, because the breath expresses things. Okay, because the breath of happiness is very different than the breath of sadness, and the breath of sadness is very different than the breath of anger or fear. And it's all about the ratio between the inhale and the exhale. So the inhale expresses your ability to take life, to observe, to accept, to welcome. And the exhale expresses the ability to let go, to express, to release, to surrender. Okay, so these two phases can apply to every single parts of our body. How is this area embraces life, embraces what is? How is this area release, surrenders, expresses, let go? So you observe that without judgment, because the smile is the key. You just penetrate a fascinating world. And the more you dig, at some point, you can start having insights, memories coming, because you're digging closer and closer to the root cause. It's a trick. It's a method. It's a method, and it's very, very simple. And then you say, oh, you fly out, you go space travel again, but it doesn't matter. You go back, come back. And the more you practice this, the more you're gonna develop that skill of being present, because the more and more you practice, the deeper you will go, and the more interesting it will become, the fuller it will become. The experience, the fullness of the experience will increase by doing this. So when you drink something and you expect something, then you're there and just waiting. You're just curious about what's going to come. But when it doesn't happen, it can be just a pain that just pops out, and our conditioning to think that life wants to kill us. The universe is just conspiring to just finish it with us. Then our mind go in that protective mode, and there's something wrong going on, But in the other way of seeing life, that life is conspiring to bring back balance. So when there's a pain, it's a bell asking for attention and love and presence and smiling and feel me, see what's there. And then, so this is a very major shift in our consciousness. When we understand, as life wants to bring us back to balance, it's conspiring to bring back balance, and there's a pain, and that pain is not something that wants to destroy me, but it's a sign that the life within is trying to heal something, or bring my awareness somewhere, or open an area that is blocked or something. It's a completely different way to approach it. much more interesting also. Like we're not like fugitive, just running away from life or trying to hide from a very nasty life. It's more about like working with something that just try to keep us in full balance all the time. Anybody else ask questions? So if it's like this, then I'm gonna go straight into the second part. So we're gonna change a little bit like this. So the second part is I want to talk about the post cleanse. So what do we do after we've been cleansing, or we just we're deciding that okay, this is the intensive part is over, and I want either to exit, or what should I do after? This is a question that often comes, and this is very logical. So it's a great opportunity. This is what I'm saying. Everything is open. You've been cleansing all week. You've been taking products all week. So your body is more open than ever before. So it's a great opportunity right now. So one thing that is very important is to be mindful that everything is open. So imagine the first thing you're going to feed your body with. What are the first food you're going to feed your body with? What do you want to your system, who has been dealing with organic enzymes coming all week, and then how do you want to pursue that? So I think that the cleaner the better. The cleaner the better. The simpler the better also. Okay, try to avoid overeating. Your system right now has been taking something that was 100% bioavailable. It wasn't requiring any digestion. So if you overeat, or you overeat a lot of cooked food, for example, that you may feel like, oof, is demanding, okay, because it's not like as dramatic. It's like you could eat a pizza tomorrow. You would just not feel good, but it would not be like a hospital case, like it can be if somebody just break a water fasting with some fried chicken. Okay, this can be very, very dramatic, can bring death. Okay, it won't be processes like this, but when we cleanse with enzyme, your system has been still active, and okay, so it's not as dramatic, but it's just talk in terms of opportunity. Is a great opportunity right now to refeed and to pursue also. So for example, if you decide, okay, now I've been cleansing all week, if you would choose to say, okay, I will continue on the raw food for another week. Okay, that will be like you will deepen, you will actually continue to see some stuff coming out. You will continue to see plaque or whatever coming out. So this is a great chance to use. And I'm not saying you should eat this or that. Of course, everything avoid. If you eat some cooked food, every oily fried thing will not help you at the moment. It will make you will feel like you're harming or your liver. Okay, so I would say just imagine that you're just coming back from holiday and then you want to gradually get back into your rhythm. I think that's the best attitude. And actually, maybe if you're like me, it's after a cleanse. I'm kind of I feel so good that I kind of I need to compromise a little bit to start eating again, because I'm a kind of in a zone where I just kind of enjoy to be there. I may not have as much resistance or feeling strong. I may be more sensitive to cold, for example, things like that. But there's a zone that I enjoy, and I know that I need to break it. So you can break it, and you can break it smoothly. This is what I recommend. I recommend that you just go quiet. It's a good opportunity to feed your flora, for example, with prebiotic foods, with probiotics, with fermented food, kombucha, sauerkraut, whatever is fermented. Yeah. Be careful with red wine and beer. Okay. Okay. This is not what I mean. This can be your liver will be very sensitive for that. But just try to use this time to kind of extend while eating, and you can integrate and find, you can explore if you have, and also the quantity. Okay, sometimes after fasting, there you've been like fantasizing about creating new recipes or thinking and imagining what you would like to eat for your first meal and things like that. And the way we are culturally program, because we're eating at very specific hours, so then oftentimes a meal for us will be like a soup or an appetizer, and then the main course, and then the dessert and a drink with that, and this is just normal. It's not like a buffet. It's just like a normal course for a meal. This is too much. This too much. Normally, this is our bad habit. I think try to observe that maybe in the future. What are your eating habits? Do you tend to, if you work in an office or you have a very sedentary life, do you eat 3 meals a day? Because the meals is oftentimes it's not because we're really hungry. It's because it kind of give a rhythm to our days, isn't it? You wake up and then, okay, you could go straight to work, but no, you just you have a breakfast, or you stop somewhere to have breakfast, and then a few hours later you've been sitting in an office, and then a few hours later it's lunchtime. So what do you do at lunchtime? You eat. Very rarely some people would just skip the lunch and go exercise, which would be maybe a good option. Good option to eat some oxygen, which is very important for balance, for example, and then come back at the office, and then at midday, around 3 o'clock, is kind of a break, and then it's a little snack, a little healthy oatmeal granola bar, with organic mango juice, or almond milk with a little dip like this is really good. But you've been sitting all day, and then your day will finish, and the first thing you're going to do when you arrive at home is like you're going to prepare dinner, and you're going to eat again, and you've been sitting all day. This is too much. This is too much. It's like we eat like a construction guys, and we work in an office. This doesn't work. This kind of office work is kind of justifies one meal a day with little adjustment, with a little juice or something easy digest. And this is something oftentimes we don't think so much. We say, I don't know why. I don't know why I feel like this. It's like I change my diet. I eat well. I eat organic. I just have only good. I shop at the natural food store. But still, we eat too much. This is the first advice I give to the people. Don't eat too much. This is the first thing. It's like it's pretty much the first time in human history that we eat that much, that we access so much food. Definitely, if for people who eat meat, we never access as much meat in the whole human history. It was not possible. You needed to hunt it, you needed to grow it, you needed to, there was, before the industrial era, it was very difficult to access so much meat. So it's, like it brings a lot of overload to the body. Cannot process that. So my first advice is don't eat too much. Try to eat as less as possible, actually. This is and then when you eat, you eat. But as the less we eat, the lighter we feel. I know that personally, it's not always easy, especially when you have a social life. You meet someone at the restaurant, and you have a meeting and things like that. But I know that when I have an important thing or a meeting or something that I need to concentrate, my first reaction is like, okay, I will not eat before. Because I already see that it actually takes some of my energy, some of my concentration. I think clearer when I'm fasting. The least I eat. So this is for the diet, the cleaner and as least as possible. So now you've been releasing some heavy metals, some parasites, maybe some chemicals. Now you're getting into the retox. You've been detoxing, now you will retox. So this is in your hand. How fast are you gonna retox? So we don't want to get back to square one. We want to progress. Life is life. So life is toxic by nature. Everything we do, even if it's good for our health, leaves some deposits. You do exercise, you burn some glycogen, and then it transforms into lactic acid in your muscle. You breathe good oxygen from the countryside, and it burns down inside, and it becomes carbon dioxide. And then you eat, and it becomes feces. Every good things we do burn down and leave some deposits. This is part of life. This is normal. Fire creates ashes. So it's unavoidable. But there's a load that a healthy body can handle. If you do exercise a lot, and you exercise your muscles and you never massage, you're gonna clog your system. If you have a physical life, like exercise, or you work physically, you need to take care of it. Yeah, create this balance. So this is the detoxification of muscles to massage. The yin and the yang and the yin, the action and then the resting. Action and resting, all balancing like that. So you take food, you cleanse, you release. So this is where, if you can keep on taking enzyme, you will help yourself maintaining this balance. So that now we've been taking care of the digestive system. It worked on in the bloodstream as well, and the what we created is like how to pursue with a daily intake of enzyme to keep on supporting this. So we say that the fiber crystal is the pursuing and the deepening of the cleansing of the intestine. You will assure that on a daily basis you are cleansing your intestine. If you combine it also with the quantum particles after the cooked meals, when you eat raw, it's not necessary. Raw food has the enzyme within to break down itself. But if you eat some cooked food and you add the quantum particles after, you will help your absorption, you will help the digestion and absorption, and it will be easier to eliminate it. The black vacuum is more the deepening and the pursuit of the cleansing of the liver and the blood vessels on a daily basis. So you will see, if you keep on taking one tablet a day, you will have this kind of movement, and you will see that there's oil floating in the water of the toilet. It's because this will continue on a daily basis while you're eating, when you're living your life. You will continue to cleanse and deepen until the next time you say, okay, I'm eating and I'm going again for whatever, intestinal cleanse or another 7-day or the liver cleanse, whatever. But in between, you continue with this. And the Detox S, which is the bottle you had this week, this has lipase. So in it, and prebiotics and probiotics in it. So it pursue the cleansing of it. The lipase is what digests the fat. So it will work in the intestine, it will work into your bloodstream, and it will work on the liver. So it combines both. It works on both. And the liquid enzyme is more powerful than tablets and powder. There's a loss in the process of cool drying and making capsules, or making a powder out of it. So that's why we do that, and that's why you don't see it anywhere, because it's very inconvenient to sell and produce and ship. But there are a very special value with this. So to pursue and be able to continue to take 60 ml, 50 to 60 ml a day of liquid enzyme, you will see that you will maintain. It's not like going moving forward and then whoop, going back. You will continue. It's not as dramatic as you have seen this week, but you will see that on a daily basis, there's something that is happening in your bowel movement, in your energy in general. You will see that it will continue to cleanse. So this is why we created these products to pursue, and we created like this 1 month maintenance package. So for the one who want to continue to take enzymes. So this is what I suggest for the post cleanse. You can continue. It's in your hand right now. Someone would even decide to water fast for a week after that. You would just be straight into autolysis. Some other would say, okay, I will just juice only liquid broths and juices. So because you know, some people say, yeah, but I need to eat, I need to work, or I need to go do that. But you know, like actually in a glass of apple juice or a mixed juice, there's more fruit than you can eat oftentimes, isn't it? When you put everything in the juicer and all this, there's a mountain of fruit like this, and it becomes a glass. Okay, so this is food. This is a lot of food, and be careful with the flavors. So if you decide to juice, be very mindful not to only have fruit juice. Go on the bitter side. Put some kale, put some dark green dark green leafy vegetables, you know, so you will have a variety of nutrients in this. During COVID, I've been 3 months only on liquid. A few years back, I've been 6 months only on liquid, working, doing everything, only liquid. Very happy. There's the only thing that you will be challenged by is this feeling of emptiness. Oftentimes we eat to feel full, not to nourish ourselves, to feel full. We will eat, you know, whatever vegetables and, you know, a series of little of things. When you look at what you've been consuming in terms of nutrients, is great. You could stop there. But no, you will add like, oh, I need like have a potato salad with this, you know, something heavy, or a bowl of rice, or you know, bring me some pasta on the side, because then you add this on top, and then boom, then you know, now you feel nourished. Actually, it's not that you're nourished; you feel full now. Now it's full, and you may actually feel a little bit tired and a little heavy, you know, after that. But oftentimes, I just bring this about just so you're more aware of your habit. And I see people after a meal, if there was no pasta, if there was no rice, if there was no potato, something heavy in it, they feel like they're not complete. And so if you decide, and it's not because they were missing anything in their diet, and it would have been better if they would stay there, stick to what they had before, but there's this feeling of emptiness. And this, if you explore, if you see that like a pain in the knee, okay, just look at your emptiness like a pain in the knee I just described before you, and find it interesting. You can have a look at that like this also. Embrace that feeling, right? Embrace that feeling. How does that feel? How does that, What is there like that? Not like I like it or I don't like that feeling or whatever, getting into the judgment and the, into your head. But just observe that feeling. You will see that there's power in this. Oftentimes, the pain is a pure example. What is pain in reality? It's too much power in a small area, like a little balloon who want to explode. This too much pressure. If you increase the size of the balloon and allow, it's like, oh, there's no more pain. It's just more free energy in there. Most of the pain is just energy stuck. It's kind of $100 bill into a sewn pocket. Okay, so if you see it this way, you will realize, you will kind of get more curious. It's your creative power that is in there, into your discomfort. But we don't know how to deal with that. We don't know how to allow that to expand ourselves, because life wants us to expand. So if you can look at this differently, so all these, whatever addictions that you have, this feeling of emptiness, of pain, all to be approached in the same way. And I would say, describe it this way. Oh, how interesting. How interesting. So you give you permission to feel that. You give you permission to explore that. And you will see it will shift. Because if your mind say, oh no, I'm still hungry, or and there's nothing you can do with that, it will annoy you until you get your bowl of rice or your potato. You will annoy you. If you don't give yourself permission, if you're not aware that there's something going on there, and you don't give yourself the permission to explore it, you're done. It's like you're gonna stop at the first corner store and get something, a bag of chips, just to fill that one, to fill that hole. But if you give yourself permission to explore it, you will see. We can talk about it another time. What will be your experience too, if you allow that feeling of emptiness. And if you stick on liquid, and then I mean, like variety. You just add a variety of vegetables, of fruits, of all kinds of things, of nuts. You can make your own nut milk and whatever. This is very easy for the body. Very easy for the body to break down. It's like it doesn't require anything, almost, to break it down. It doesn't require lots of chewing. It doesn't require, it's already, the enzymes are in it. If you make your own nut milk, don't forget to soak your nuts first, okay? Because there's a compound inside the nuts when they're not soaked that is enzyme inhibitor. Okay, so it's an enzyme inhibitor. So when you soak it, you just neutralize that, and then you activate the enzyme in the nut. So it's important to soak your nuts before you make anything with them.
Do you want us to soak and dehydrate, or just soak?
If you make a nut milk, you don't need to dehydrate them. If you want to put them in salads, or to eat like this, and you don't like the fact that they are kind of soft and filled with water, you can dehydrate them. But this enzyme inhibitor will be neutralized then. So it's
you
up
used
to
to
you.
have a section on the website. You used to have a section with enzyme recipes. It's not there anymore.
Okay. I think that you received that. You received that when, as soon as you've bought the rainbow kit, you've been sent some files, and you have the recipe book.
Okay, because when I clicked on it, when I go on the site and I click on it, it says under construction or something.
Okay, well, I can have a look, but you have it. You have it among the emails
Yeah.
that you've received. Yes.
It worked for me, so I can share it with you over Telegram later.
Oh, please, yeah, because I'm not sure. Maybe I got rid of that email, whatever. But yeah, because I want those recipes. It's something that's a good post way to continue.
Yes, yeah, exactly. This is you can live like this, you know. You can live a very healthy life just sticking to that. It's not like a miserable diet. It's very, very nutrient rich, and it's enzyme rich as well. So yeah, you can get inspired with this, and improvise. Just play, check the season, try, Google, just have fun. It's a journey. It's a journey.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is, yes.
Do you have any like post cleanse suggestions for candida?
Yeah, well, it's like as I said before, there's a lot of diets for candida, and these diets are not so about healing the candida, but more to avoid the symptoms, which is nothing wrong with that. Okay, it avoids like making the condition worse. But candida, you really need to keep hitting the nail on the head by cleansing the liver. You really need to do that. So this is the core. It's like the internal mechanism where of how to alkalize the digestive tract. The black vacuum also is a good thing to add on a daily basis. We say it alkalizes, and for the good reason, because it works on the liver. Okay. It's not that the ingredients themselves are alkaline, but it helps the alkalization of the digestive tract by supporting the liver on a daily basis. So someone who has candida, which is very annoying, needs to continue, and not in 6 months, I would say, need to continue to flush the liver. At some point, the bile production will be restored to a level that is enough that it will already restore the pH in the digestive tract. And then you're going to realize that, you don't seem to have the same bloating. You don't seem to have the same symptoms that you had before because of the candida. Okay. So if we want to avoid what is upstream, avoid acidic diet. Okay. It's very, very difficult to avoid 100%. Okay, you do your best. The more alkaline diet, the better. Okay, until because it's like it can be very restrictive. So if we're very, very strict into something, it can interact with our social life, or into some situation is not convenient. But for that period of time, just stick to it. But keep working on your liver. Keep working on the liver. No, go check on Google what are liver friendly food, okay, and drinks, and all these little elements that will support on a daily basis this until it's restored. And after that, when the balance is restored and you know how to keep cleansing, then you make the choices that you want. You're free. As I always say, I tell the people, I did not do all these things in my life to be restricted into such a narrow path. I cannot eat this, cannot do this, cannot, I did not do all this to be restricted. I did all this to be free. So I learned these things. We learn these things so we can maintain. If we abuse, then we balance on the other side, and we just keep the balance. As I say, it's not about finding the balance. It's a dance. It's about creating. You have this sign, or you've been under this condition, you balance with the element that will balance that condition. If you overeat because you went to a buffet and a party, on Saturday night, but you don't eat on Sunday, or it's just as simple as that. It's not about like feeling guilty on Sunday while you're eating your 3 meals because you went out on Saturday eating like a pig, right? The guilt is useless. It's really counterproductive. It brings contraction. It's useless. It's not a life. So the more knowledge that we have, the body gives us a sign. Oh, life brings us a situation, whatever. Beth, I know how to restore with this. Sometimes most of my life I didn't know about enzymes. I have over 700 days of water fasting in my life. I fasted a lot. I just, every time there was something, either I had the decision to take, I was fasting. Not a month, not a week, 2-3 days. I had my period, religious period, twice a year, 10 days to 2 weeks, just cleansing, water fasting. But if I was going out, if I was having, a period, I was traveling and I was tasting the food of the area and everything, and I was enjoying myself big time. Enjoying, not restricting, no, I cannot. This is not my style. I was coming back and I was fasting. I enjoyed my thing, and then I was restoring. I abused, I went 6 weeks in France and Italy. I gained 5 kilos. I came back. I was in the plane. I was looking forward to fast.
I think the same thing happened to me when I went to Europe for the first time.
Yeah, there was no way I would not eat the croissant in the morning. There's nothing else. They don't feed you anything else. I would not eat pasta and focaccia and all these came in Italy. Come on, this is not my style. So, but definitely, if the trip would have lasted longer, okay, I would have fasted there. Because I could feel it. I was feeling like hangover, and I don't drink alcohol. I was feeling hangover in the morning because of noodles. Yeah, so I'm not saying just do what I do. I'm just sharing my personal experiences like that, and I enjoyed it, but I know I abuse. I know I need to counteract that. I need to balance. I need to cleanse and all this. Now with the enzyme, but it's easier because I just take enzyme every day, and then But it's still. Last week I took 2 days, and I did liver flushes. I did liver flushes when you were doing yours, actually. At the same time. Not at the same time you did your liver flushes, but at the same time you were cleansing. I did also cleanse for 2 days. But I do that like this. It's very improvised. Can wake up in the morning and then I say, okay, I did a kit today, but every day I take enzymes and take the pills and the liquids, and it's always part of in my mind. There's too much emphasis on eating and exercise. We only think about the young aspect of life. Young, eating. What about cleansing? Exercise. What about resting? These two, we need to become expert in both. Create this balance. The 4 pillars: nutrition, detox, exercise, resting. So these 4 pillars are very important. So if you look at, if there's something that is not doing fine in your life, have a look. Which one you need to improve? Maybe already diet-wise, maybe you're already good. Maybe you don't move enough. Or maybe you don't know, you're not skilled at managing your stress. And now you discover detoxing. So, where in those 4 pillars you need to add a little bit more discipline. And then you dance and you move through that. Exercise, when people say, oh yeah, I started to do exercise, I do 2 hours every week now. No. This is not enough. You need to move. You need to move every day. If you can skip a day, that's what I mean. But it's part of you need to move. You need to pump. You need to get out of breath. Every day.
Daniel, sorry, concerning the liquid enzymes,
Mm-hmm.
is it okay if a bottle's left open for a month, let's say? Is there a time? I know that probably the sooner the better, but you're not going to drink that whole 750 milliliters in a week.
No, depends. But yeah, you can just store it in the fridge. Just store it in the fridge. Normally, if you take an enzyme, I never put my enzyme in the fridge because I go through it. Yeah, but the one that I open, I just leave them there and I just finish them. If it takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks to finish it, or even a month, in a room temperature is okay. Yeah. To play safe, you just put it in the fridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The temperature will kind of stabilize the fermentation. But enzymes are kind of tough. It's it may alter the taste, but if you an enzyme, you can actually, the older they are, the better they are. I mean, if they're not open, if they are touching the oxygen, it's something else. But otherwise, we need the government, the law, ask us to put a expiry date on our bottles. But you can create a cellar of enzymes. It's a fermentation. You can age your enzymes in good conditions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those liquid enzymes, like if you're taking them kind of like as maintenance routine basis, I'm just thinking like if you're eating also, like, is there a good time of day to have them, or is it like an all day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question. Yes, actually, you take them on an empty stomach. Okay. So let's say if you're eating, like take them at least 30 minutes before you eat. Okay, and avoid taking them in the evening unless you're going to sleep late and you're busy, or if you go out, for example, and you're going to have some wine or a little bit alcohol in the party, you just take some enzyme before going out. Okay, this you will help your liver to digest and process the alcohol you will take. Okay, so but otherwise, no liquid enzyme in the evening. It will give you too much energy. Too much energy. Yeah. So let's say you can, if you decide to take like 3 times a day enzyme 25 to 30 ml, or twice a day, you can take before lunch, or you can take first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, you start with enzyme before your breakfast, and then you take this before your dinner, or in the middle afternoon when your stomach is empty. So this is because if you take this too close to your meals, it's like the enzyme will be, the precious liquid enzyme will be used to digest the food. You don't want your precious expensive enzyme to be used for that. You want them to penetrate your system and go and do some work, internal work, right? So the only one you take with food is the quantum particle. All the other enzymes is on an empty stomach, ideally. So this way,
can we continue to take the fibro crystals at night before going to bed? Is that the best time for the fibro crystals?
Yes. If you take only once a day, you take it before sleeping. These ones, yeah. And then you will most likely, like in the morning, have your bowel movement, and you will kind of feel that it's different. It's different than what you're used to.
So if I get this straight, because I ordered all of them, so I'm going to be taking the quantum particles, especially if I'm eating cooked food, right?
Yes.
After my food.
Yes.
Then that one I'm going to take before I go to bed. And what about the black one there?
The black vacuum.
The black vacuum, yes.
The black vacuum. This you can take. If you take all this during a day, you kind of spread them. The black vacuum, definitely, if you take this in the evening, you're gonna wake up in the middle of the night. So you don't want that. So you can take like an hour after your meal, for example. Okay. An hour, you distance that, and you chew it, and then you take a glass or two of water afterwards.
Okay, that's if we're having, let's say, 2 meals, right? So let's say I have my first meal, then I'm gonna take, I could take that, because then with the other one I'm gonna take the quantum particles, because I don't want to take them at the same time, right? The quantum particles and the black vacuum. I want to take them at separate times, right?
Yeah, well, quantum particles, you take this right after the meal. You don't want to take your black vacuum right after the meal. You want that your stomach is more empty than this. So you wait about an hour after your meal, and then you can take the black vacuum.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot more coming now, like the liver, the blood and lymph, and kidneys, and all cellular nutrition that we're coming this year. So he's going to have more option, more things that you can work throughout the year, changing and keeping, like living with them. So since we need, if we keep this in mind, so there's a part of our diet that we can keep feeding with that will take care of the detox on a daily basis, just living our lives. And I think this is what is the revolution with this. Can still detox before, there was things that you can use, that carrot helps your liver, and this is not like to put aside. The more you know, the more you integrate, but you can integrate in your life, and you feed yourself more consciously, knowing that this will support this organ or not, or another, but nothing will replace the power of the enzyme. And now after this week, you probably have a good experience, knowing what it adds to have the enzyme in our diet.
What about I guess I didn't look into too many of them, but there's other liquid enzymes on other than the Detox S. And I really do want to focus on, the work that we've been doing this week, like with the liver and the intestine and digestive system. But yeah, so do any of those other ones kind of support the work we were doing, or
yes, there's different. The only difference in these different liquid is different blends, is different compounds. The focus, by choosing, there's a focus. If you take the ambrosia is kind of a food supplement. It's got 59 ingredients, and it's got the highest level of SOD, superoxide dismutase, which is one of the most powerful antioxidant. But before, there was a problem to store or to transmit from the plants to a human without destroying it. And with the liquid enzyme, we can do that. Because the digestive process of a tablet, or I think, would destroy the SOD. By having them in a liquid form, doesn't require any digestion. We absorb a very high dose of superoxide dismutase. So like this, and the kids like this one also. The kids, you give them some by little spoon. It maintains they like to because it's sweet and fruity, so they like this one. Then you have the light seed, for example. The light seed is the ingredient stimulates metabolism. We say, like, we need to write one thing. We say this is for the older people. We say it's for older people, for blood sugar, blood pressure, but it's not medicine, it's food. But it supports that. So let's say someone just takes like the Detox S or the ambrosia and run out. It's not like looking at the bottle of light seed and say, oh my God, I cannot take this one. It's for the old people. This is food. This is all food. Say, okay, just take this. It's funny because that my mom, I send always some light seed and some mycelia, because she's got artery issues, and the mycelia is polysaccharide, so it cleanses the blood and works on inflammation. So this is the ideal. If you want to cleanse your blood, like post cleansing, post detox, you continue Detox S and mycelia. It's great. These are the number one. But if you don't have it, but you have another one, the other one are also enzyme. They will clean. It's just like the selection of ingredient is not as targeted as this one will be. The the bottle of qi, if you know a little bit about Chinese medicine, the first 4 ingredient is ginseng, reishi, cordyceps, and goji berries. So it's an adaptogen. It's a balance. It's an energizer. It balance. An adaptogen is something that adapts. to whatever. You feel cold, it will warm you up. You feel hot, it will cool you down. You know, it's an adaptogen. And so it's energizing, but at the same time, we say if we have a cold, we don't take this. We don't take ginseng. We take this to not have a cold. But when we're sick, we have a virus or something, we don't take this one. You can take any other one. The Inca is the same thing. There's maca for all the energy, endurance, stamina, sex drive, all this, you know. It's like the ingredients are more oriented into that in that direction. So but it's, you know, it's just a selection of ingredients, but it's all food. So you know, personally, I just choose them for the taste I feel like. Okay, and I play around. But if I would choose, if you say, Daniel, you need to choose two for yourself, and that's all, I would choose the ambrosia and mycelia. My favorite in terms of taste is the Inca. This is personal. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The thing we're gonna come shortly with very specific, and we don't think too much about the taste for these ones. You know, like we're gonna have like for the lungs, for example, and the liver, we're gonna have something just really focused on this, like for a period of time. You do this, and you know, but the one that we have right now are designed to be pleasant, to take, to nourish, and to focus on subtleties like that.
You know how with candida they say like don't have fruit and don't have, you know,
Fermentation.
fermented stuff. So what do you think about that, using these liquid enzymes during kind of, I think I do have an overgrowth. I'm getting my testing back soon, but I'm pretty sure I do. So yeah, I'm just curious.
Well, you had a good test this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had a good test. So if you pass that test, if you pass that test, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Yeah. I think that the most challenging for people with candida is the 1-day cleanse.
Yeah,
It's the 1-day cleanse. I think this is the most challenging, and that's why when I know before, I would say tell these people just do the liver cleanse before, because it can just already restore partly the bile flow. Bile flow and alkalize the digestive tract already, and start bringing back the restoration. And after that, you flush all this, and then the balance is more easily restored. But every diet, as I mentioned earlier, is more to avoid the trigger, to trigger the crisis. Yeah. So if you take sugar or acidic food or fermentation and all these kind of things, this will just like trigger the candida, and it's very uncomfortable. You feel bloated and all this. So it's great that we know what not to eat, so we don't trigger it, but at the same time we work at the root cause. And yeah.
Do you think the liquid enzymes would be a trigger for it with the
normally people react pretty well with the liquid enzyme. Yeah, just by little dose, you know, take a 25 ml. I realized that the mycelia is the best for these kind of bacterial imbalance.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, because the polysaccharides, if you Google that, you will see it's antibacterial.
Mm.
It's actually work in the good direction.
Okay.
And this one is only mushrooms. It's 15 different kinds of mushroom fermented for 3 years. So it's really focused on polysaccharide.
Great, thank you.
Mm. So congratulations, everyone. It was and it continued. It continued. The group is there. Questions is not like yeah, the gate is closing for you. No, no, no. This is not what it is. You're always welcome to share your experience in the group. Sometimes, you know, you may see like other people jumping into next in the next retreat or going by themselves with the rainbow kit. Your support is very welcome. The people like to see that someone else than the guy who sell the enzyme talking about it. It's good that that the people, this community, help each other in the support, and just by sharing your experience, you know, if you want, this is always very welcome in this group. And according to the questions that come, well, the answer, you know, is like it's more knowledge that is transmitted there, and so it is the source, and then what you hear about this may trigger you to go and see on Google and read a little bit more about that, and this is great. So
I speak for everybody when I say we love you and you're awesome.
this is so sweet. What a conclusion. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. It was actually I really, you fill this hole that I had of sharing in retreats, and I realized that I get a lot from it. I really like to share like this. So more to come.
Danielle, one quick question. Sorry, I
Yes.
signed on late because it's early where I live. What about moon cycles and cleansing?
Well, I always say, you know, to the people, try to find a moment where you just feel comfortable. There's nothing contraindicated, you know, if you have your cycle and you're cleansing, or you start cleansing and then you're not finished and your cycle start. It doesn't matter, but you know, a comfortable time is the best. You
Sorry,
know,
I
it's
meant,
just nicer.
cycles
It's just nicer, but
the
there's
moon.
nothing. Oh, you mean the cycle of the moon, not your
Yeah,
your
like new moon.
menstruation.
I mean, I guess menstruation is an important question too. The last cleanse I did, I had just started my period, and it kind of stopped during the cleanse, and then it came back when I was done with the 7-day rainbow kit, which was interesting.
It's possible. Me, I never noticed.
Yeah,
I never
cycles,
noticed. It's like I missed it. I was unconscious. But I
cycles
mean,
of the moon, like new moon, full moon. I know you've said to cleanse, do like the rainbow kit during a new moon and not a full moon. And can you talk to us more about that, please?
Well, you know, there's some kind of ritual around it. I normally, you know, we say in the new moon we plant the seed, and on the full moon we release. Is that it? Is that what it is? I mean, I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I used to have some students who were during my retreat who were organizing ceremonies during the retreat, but they were leading it. It was not me leading it, and I was participating. It was was great. I like these kind of thing, but I'm not knowledgeable really of really what it does or whatever. I think that it's always time to cleanse. The only thing is I would say some people, for example, if you have the flu or you have a cold and you're not comfortable, just choose a better time. Just pass this. You can have like something that will support you, but maybe not if you're sick, then of course, but what if it's just like a passage, just something that that will just last a few days. You supplement yourself, you drink, you rest, and all this. You pass this, and then after that, you engage in cleansing into your proper detox. It's just more pleasant because it can be. It's for me. This period is kind of a sweet time. You know what I mean? It's not like a medical time. It's a sweet time. Cleansing is just a moment that I just take care of myself, and I pamper myself. And this time, if someone would be sick or having cold or flu, just let this pass, and then when you feel better, you just cleanse. You know what I mean? It's not that
Thank
there's
you.
something that would be wrong if you would do it. I don't think so. It's like we're never too dirty to take a shower. So, it's like we're just cleansing. Just actually, if you were sick, actually, it's a good idea to not eat too much and maybe not eat at all. It's kind of a reaction. The animals, if they're sick, they don't want to eat. The babies, if they're sick, they don't want to eat.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, so we did it. So I will release you on this, and I keep seeing you online anytime. Will be a pleasure.